Good afternoon, I'm Lauren Freemantle with 2NURFM Hunter News. The Australian Trucking Association is calling for change in the way truck crashes are investigated. It comes following a horror crash at Cooranbong on Monday, which caused a man's death and saw the M1 motorway closed to traffic. A huge blaze was sparked as a fuel tanker clipped a parked truck and the tanker full of ethanol exploded. The truck driver, who collided with the end of the pile-up, sadly died at the scene. Jeff Crouch from the Trucking Association says the federal government needs to give the Australian Safety Bureau the power to investigate truck accidents.
They investigate all air accidents, they investigate maritime accidents, and they investigate most rail accidents. What they don't have the mandate to do is to investigate road accidents.
New South Wales Shadow Minister Clayton Barr has slammed the State Workers' Compensation Agency for prioritising the salaries of executives over benefits for injured workers. It comes following the release of iCare's latest annual report, which revealed executive pay rises of 9.5% amidst cuts to compensation for injured workers whose whole person impairment is lower than 20%. Clayton Barr says cuts introduced by the O'Farrell government in 2012 have left vulnerable hunter families out in the cold.
If you have less than 20% whole person impairment, there's every chance that you are never going to work again. But this government said, you know what, if you've got 20% or less, you've got a 5-year maximum, and once the 5 years is reached, we're cutting you out of the scheme. People, they are now being walked along the plank and thrown off into the ocean.
The Hunter region is set for another scorcher of a weekend, and it's got the RFS feeling a bit anxious. Following the bushfire emergency at Tomago earlier this week, the RFS is on high alert, urging residents to stay safe and be prepared for temperatures in the late 30s and early 40s. Greg Allen from the RFS says one of the most important measures people can take to make sure they're ready is to check their bushfire survival plan is up to date.
It really is important to have a bushfire survival plan. This is a written plan where you discuss what you'll do as a family, as a household, if a fire threatens. You'll decide if you'll leave early, if it's safe to do so, what you'll do with the pets, with your important documents, things like that. We've actually got a really handy guide available on the website, myfireplan.com.au.
Port Stephens Council have been thrown into the deep end of the change the date debate, with the Telegraph reporting the council had plans on moving Australia Day. However, it's since been revealed this information has come off the back of comments made by council's general manager Wayne Wallace 12 months ago. Port Stephens Mayor Ryan Palmer says these media reports are fake news and has set the record straight.
Port Stephens Council won't be changing the date of Australia Day, the 26th of January. Our community wants Australia Day to be celebrated on the 26th of January, and as long as I'm in this chair and the councillors that we have on at the moment, that date won't be.
6 new koala water stations near Gunnedah have been praised for their success in helping koalas cope with the soaring summer heat. The project was conducted through a collaboration between the University of Sydney, local landholders and a landcare group funded by the New South Wales Government's Saving Our Species program. Dr Valentina Meller, who is conducting the research, says they're looking to see an increase in the well-being of the koalas around the area.
We are hoping to see an improvement in the health of the koalas thanks to the drinkers. But this is really, we need to establish if that's possible. We're still looking at that.
Sport for our sponsor, PRD Nationwide East Maitland.
The Newcastle Jets are hoping star recruit Pedro Rodriguez will be fit to play in Saturday's clash against Wellington Phoenix. Rodriguez was hit with a dangerous late tackle in last week's win over Brisbane, but Jason Hoffman says he's encouraged by his form at training.
He's training well, he's at training, and it'll be down to, I guess, him and the physio and the coaching staff on how quickly he recovers. But look, at the moment he's looking okay.
Newcastle basketballer Ben Simmons was distracted from his side's 6-point win in the NBA after he was ejected from the game because of an altercation of opposition player Kyle Lowry. Simmons reportedly asked Lowry to meet him in the tunnel after they were both sent off. And Knights halfback Jack Cogger has signed a 2-year deal with Canterbury and is seeking an immediate release from Newcastle. That's sport. I'm Sarah James.
2NURFM News Time is 12:10.